Ugh. All right. Yeah,
Are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
Kind of.
All right. Good morning, East Leyden. This is for December 15th and 16th.
Today we're on the move because we're running around to Collab exhibitions to find out what Collab has to show us at the end of their semester. Your Eagle Update starts now.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Modern Language Festival gives students many opportunities to join each other's classes and learn about each other's culture through many foods and activities. The organizers and the participants really love this festival.
Good morning. It's Demarion at the Modern Language Festival. I'm here with
Eduardo.
So today my first question is, why is the Modern Language Festival so important?
It's important because it's just a way for different people to see different cultures, regardless whether you take French or Italian. You get to see every culture has something different. In Brazil, the language wasn't always Portuguese, but culture just changes people and it brings people together as well.
I think it's a good way to experience other cultures. We take some French, Spanish, and Italian language students, and we try to get them to see different things and see what else is out there. So we have a mix of students from all different backgrounds, both linguistically and culturally, and they get a chance to experience some different things. We're doing different food, we're doing different crafts and stuff like that. So kind of neat to see different cultures represented because we know that Leiden has plenty of cultures. So this is just a real small view of what is out there.
Culture is important because it helps us learn about our roots. It's a good thing to learn about different places where you're at right now, but it's also a good thing to learn where you're from.
It's something we think about a lot to try to integrate so many cultures because we know that our students from East Leiden especially come from all different backgrounds. So we know we're not going to be able to cover every culture, but we try to focus on at least on some of the ones that we teach here. We're not doing justice to every culture and every country, but we try to at least see a little bit so that students see what else is out there as well.
Do you think the food that you guys having are helping you guys bond?
Yeah, definitely, because arepas isn't something that a lot of people traditionally make, by hand. So I feel like it's something really cool.
All right, so here I see it's a whole lot of food and everything going on.
Yeah.
So what culture do you think food is the most important thing of the culture, or is language itself?
I definitely think the language, but one of the things that food does is it brings people together. I think a lot of people, we're going into a bigger holiday season for a lot of people, and I think family and food is one of the things that brings us together.
I feel like everyone just gets so trapped in like their lifestyle. I think it's important to just mingle with other people, get a vibe of what they're doing, like how they live their life, what they eat. I think it's important. So
Right now, this is the first time we're doing it since 2019, and so we tried to start a little bit smaller because we knew that we haven't done it for a few years. So it's only seniors who kind of remember this event, and even then they were freshmen, and a lot has happened in the past couple of years. So ultimately, we'd love to bring it to like the gym, one of the gyms where it's a bigger space. Everybody gets to sample a little bit and see what else is going on.
It's Demarion with the Modern Language Festival, and I'm signing off.
Thank you guys for that first segment. We're at our first station now, our first exhibit, and that's the library. Let's check out what's inside.
Basically, what this was made for was to show kind of what was inside of us, like things we found that were very special to us. So here was this tree was actually made by some of our Collab students, and then here hanging up from the branches we have different students' poems.
Since we created our poem, we had to create a slideshow of our poem as well. So with the slideshow we did, as you could see, there's like different animations and basically our poem written out. And we had to record ourselves saying our poem. So every student did this, so there's multiple. And most of them came out really, really, really well. So, yeah.
That was the art exhibit. Now we're moving on to our next one. Until then, here's the next segment.
You're an active athlete at Leyden and ever question on how to improve your own physical capability? We have just the place for you, Athletic PE.
Well, I think what kind of motivated myself and another teacher, Coach Barant, probably about the early 2000s, is that we saw, he was a basketball coach, and we saw that we needed something different for the athlete that was at Leyden to helpfully improve their skill development And there were so many areas that we were weak at. So that's when it began.
A physical education course that has a fun twist to it, work ethic, and dedication. We also talked to some Leyden athletes that already participated in a season while in this athletic PE.
During athletic, we work on conditioning, so that helps being able to play the sport longer, like basketball. Helps you be able to go up and down the court for longer, and it helps with your explosiveness with the plyo days and the strength workouts. Box jumps, because it helped me jump higher for basketball, which could help for blocking shots and rebounding. Yeah, I've improved all of my 4 main lifts, and my conditioning has gone up a lot since the beginning of the semester.
I'd say athletic PE helps me tremendously. We do a lot of stuff in the weight room, and like we have plyo days and running days, so all my conditioning and strength is definitely improved. And I've noticed huge differences from then until now. Yeah, so I love like run days. Not a lot of normal PE classes will run as much as we do, and like we have like a lot of conditioning based workouts, so we're running a lot, we're doing a ton of cardio stuff, and that's definitely helping me out on the field because longer games are obviously going to get you tired, and I have a little bit more stamina.
I always talk about treating you like my own children and want you to be taught the way I would want my children to be taught. So I love what I do. It's not always perfect, but the kids are what make it special, like yourself. And it is. I'm going to miss it in 4 years.
Athletes and Leyden students, we hope that you try this beneficial PE course. This is Stephen Horvath, Eagle Look.
All right, guys, we just made it to our next exhibit in room 183, where students are showing off the food that is important to their culture. Next room, where students show off the food that is important to their culture, and we might even get to try a bit.
So it's soup. So it has salchichon, which is like sausage, corn, potato, a bunch of seasonings. It's good, but not if you eat it too much because you get stomach ache. This is really important to me because it came in a time when I was really low. My uncle just passed, so we made this, because this was his favorite. So food could bring memories back in different ways, and that's why I feel like it's so important.
Thank you guys for sharing your amazing food. For our next one, we're going to D100, where they're showing a community map about nice places around the area.
This is the map room for Collab, and here we'll do our community assets, which we all made and individually put in our own places in River Grove, Rosemont, Schiller Park, Franklin Park. And we also have 2 interactive maps, this is the visitor map where I'm at. You could add in a place that you didn't see throughout our community assets, or just a place that you think is nice to you.
We just want to focus on our identity and such. Just show places that are really important to us and connect back to us.
Our next stop is right next door in D100, but we'll catch you right after this segment.
The story that parents, teachers, and other adults like to tell about social media is that it's always distracting and damaging. When these stories pop up on the internet, it's always about the ways teenagers' lives are being destroyed because of Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. However, a recent study from Pew Research has shown that teenagers believe that they are more capable of balancing the good and bad of social media than many adults think. The study shows social media allows teens to discover and explore new interests they had not thought about before. All of those likes and comments makes teens feel more connected to their friends' lives. Photo dumps and making TikToks help teens express their creative side. Overall, 32% of teens say that social media has a mostly positive impact. But before you go running off to tell an adult how wrong they are, the same graph shows that the teenagers are neutral in their opinion of social media. The study revealed 2 major problems that Leyden students can relate to.
That there are a lot of Instagram models, and a lot of kids or a lot of students our age, they compare themselves to those people when in reality all those pictures are edited. I was laying in my bed, and then I just went on Snapchat, and I saw my friends out together, and I didn't get an invite, and it just made me feel left out. I'm sad.
Like Sanchez, a good number of teens said that they felt the same with the way social media puts pressure on them, causes drama, and makes them feel excluded, especially since they are girls. It seems as if boys don't have much of a struggle with this.
Girls are definitely more sensitive with their emotions and their feelings due to the fact that we see a lot of stuff on social media, and I feel it makes us very insecure.
If you are someone who finds yourself struggling with any of these topics, here is something important you can remember.
I would tell them not to worry too much about it because, like, you can always make more friends and you'll meet better people that will treat you the way that you want to be treated, and you guys have that mutual respect between each other.
Overall, some teens may find it easier to deal with what they see on social media, but either way, keep in mind social media is where you can really pick and choose what you want others to see. For the Eagle Update, this is Ilala Sechenike.
All right, guys, we've just arrived at the next exhibit. Let's take a look inside.
Today we're talking about the Collab experience, how Collab works in Leyden in our school, and the different things it offers for not only freshmen, but how it affects Leyden in general. So here we have different pictures of the field trips we went on. Most of these are from Go Ape. I don't think there's a lot. Yeah, like this one's from the park. Also, I went on. It was in Blackwell Forest.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And then finally, here we have our script that we prepared for that ties into our units we did in Collab.
With winter break fast approaching, many students and teachers at Leyden are about to get a lot of free time to spend on a favorite hobby, gaming. Some may find themselves looking through their libraries and feeling like there's nothing to play, despite there being hundreds of games available. We intend to give you some new games to sink your teeth into during this break. From RPGs to fighting games, here are student and teacher recommended games to play over winter break.
The best AAA game to pick up this winter break is God of War Ragnarok, the newest game in the series. Ragnarok takes everything that God of War 2018 did and enhances it, with expanded gameplay, somehow even better visuals, and a story that will have you at the edge of your seat. It's a long journey, so winter break is the best time to get it all finished.
For open-world RPGs, we chose Pokemon Legends Arceus and Elden Ring. Both being innovative titles in their respective series, these games put a new spin on the mechanics of Pokemon and the Soulsborne series. They both set the bar high for the next generation of games coming out for their series, with what they have added to gameplay and enjoyability. For an indie gem, our choice was Stray. In this game, for all audiences, the main character is a cat exploring in an underground city populated by robots and menacing mutant bacteria. The cat partners up with a drone and other companions throughout the story to find their way back to the surface.
Our choice for fighting games is Guilty Gear Strive. Fighting games can be confusing and time-consuming to learn, discouraging new players from picking them up. Fortunately, Guilty Gear Strive sidesteps this issue with many resources for learning and simplified game mechanics compared to earlier entries in the series. With music and visuals that blow the competition out of the water, and netcode that allows fighters from around the world to have fast and stable connections, Guilty Gear is the most accessible fighting game out right now. For the first-person shooter, we chose Overwatch 2. Overwatch is a massively popular game, but it can take some time to truly understand the roles and the specific character abilities. Luckily, Winter Break gives all the time you could possibly want. Overwatch 2 brings fast, team-based gameplay that, with time, anyone can master and leap to the top of the ranked world. Most importantly, the game is 100% free to play, though the game still has ways to empty your pockets. Make sure to check it out with your friends over winter break.
With plenty of time over the break, gamers can learn new skills in fighting games and battle royales, explore vast open worlds in role-playing games, and polish their aiming abilities in first-person shooters. Hopefully, these recommendations help some gamers decide what they should play during this winter break. For the Eagle Update, this is Kelly Nelson.
And John Kasonga.
I sound like I'm doing a commercial for these games.
Ooh, I did it.
Thank you guys so much for running around with us today and seeing all the amazing exhibits that the Collab students had to show off this semester.
And as always, make sure to check your email for important news that involves Leyden students and around the community.
I'm Emmett Southfield.
And I'm Gio Soriano, signing off.
For the Eagle Update.
And as always, make sure to check your email for news that is important. That is important, students.
Guys, is this journalism? I think we see something, some action in the library. Guys, I think I see some guys, I think I see some action in the library right now. Look at that. That looks like some poetry or something. Where are you gonna go talk to people?
Eagle update.
What's up, Leyden? Hey, yo, roll Eags, roll Eags.
I'm Mohib.
John Rossi. This is John Rossi.
And then I'm Mohib. We're signing off.